Formula 1 returns to the Styrian Mountains. The Red Bull Ring in Spielberg, Austria for round 9 of the 2020 Formula 1 season. And practice will start under wet conditions, leaving little running to do in first practice, as when all the teams start running in practices 2 and 3, it would be expected to be normal order as usually with the top teams Toyota, Red Bull and Alfa Romeo, Renault fighting it towards the front. Down the other end of the grid, AlphaTauri brings some much needed upgrades. After the previous race at Italy, TDK and Pierre Gasly locked out of the back row of the grid in qualifying, and they bring some much needed downforce upgrades, as well as some new Honda upgrades for both Red Bull and AlphaTauri this weekend. Mercedes though were quietly confident once again about their chances. Buoyed by an improved performance last time out at Italy, they're confident that Kvyat and Russell could be podium or better contenders once again, with the high-speed nature of the Red Bull Ring. Over the sharp end of the grid, it was business as usual. Toyota's locking out first and second place in all 3 practice sessions, with Hamilton fastest in first and second, Matsushita fastest in third practice. The closest rivals this weekend look to be Max Verstappen. The new Honda engine upgrades working well in the Red Bull. Verstappen was only a 10th off Matsushita's fastest time in the joint qualifying runs in third practice. Hey guys, Renault here. Welcome back to Formula 1. Round 9 here at Austria, the Red Bull Ring. Track which in the past has thrown up the most chaotic races of each championship season, and a track which had mixed results to me. Like, my pace is usually good around here, however my luck usually isn't. It's usually a bit of a bogey track for me in terms of things outside of my control. Here we've got Max Verstappen starting in P3, pretty much where Red Bull thought he would be. He was third in final practice and also third in qualifying. We've got Matsushita on pole, so carrying on that pace from practice over into qualifying to take the much needed 3 points to go with it, and the pole for the Japanese driver. We've got Lando Norris there starting towards in the mid pack as he got near the Aston Martins and that around him. You get a nice look there of the Red Bull statue here at the home Grand Prix. They'll be looking for, of course, a podium or better. We've got Seti Camera down in P20, so the upgrades for AlphaTauri not looking to have done too much, at least not for the Brazilian. And this race over in the Styrian Mountains, one of the most picturesque tracks on the calendar. Now coming onto the formation update, you can get a first look now at the starting grid for this Austrian Grand Prix. It's Matsushita on pole from teammate Hamilton in second, and Verstappen in P3. Nico Hülkenberg starts 4th as the lead Renault, ahead of Chiro and Magnussen in the Alfa Romeos, and then Jean-Luc Vergne in the other Renault. Vettel starts 8th as the lead Ferrari, with the Tiffy lead Williams in 9th, and George Russell the lead Mercedes in 10th. Then Kvyat starts from 11th alongside Mick Schumacher in the second of the Williams, with Leclerc 13th and Albon 14th in with the Ferrari and Red Bull. You have Gasly in 15th, putting the AlphaTauri upgrades to some effect, ahead then of Norris and Perez in 16th and 17th, Lance Stroll 18th in the second of the Aston Martins, Harry Anton 19th in the second of the McLarens, and we saw Sergio Sette Camera in the second of the AlphaTauri Hondas, brings up the grid for the Austrian Grand Prix. And looking back onto us now, starting from P6, behind Kevin Magnussen, just ahead of Jean-Luc Vergne. Qualifying usually isn't my strong point, especially with this car taking a few laps to get the tyres up to temperature, and in qualifying you haven't got a few laps to get tyres up, it's 1 lap. So you can never get the optimal performance out of this Alfa Romeo car that we would like, me or Magnussen. Now coming to the 5 red lights for the start of the Austrian Grand Prix. Lights out and away we go. It's a pretty even start there from the front row, pretty even start there from everyone really. Like we've got side by side between the two Toyotas. You've got our teammate Kale looking again for the go in the outside line with a few cutters, just get squeezed out. No, we've been boxed in there by Latifi and Vettel, so we dropped a few places there. Now there's still side by side up front between the two Toyotas, but there's side by side between everyone really. Now we've got Shimi in the Williams now looking very towards the back of us now. The Toyota Smash is sorted out now, coming up now into turn 3. Everyone's going to get close to breaking. No one goes for a massive dive bomb this time. And we're still keeping side by side there with Schumacher in the second of the Williams Hondas. Of course, all the Honda power teams have got upgrades for this weekend, so this Honda's going to be pretty nippy in a straight line. You just have to block off there. The Williams are in a Williams sandwich now, and he's going to get blocked by Latifi. Doing his work for his teammate, and Shimi trying to hold around the outside line, just managed to squeeze out the defending world champion. That was a pretty close move there. Latifi there playing the team game to the ultimate effect, going to the inside line, blocking us off, trying to give his teammate Shimi a line around the outside of us, but now managed to set down into P9, so really poor start there from ourselves. But the grid is just so close this year. Especially when you get stuck in this midfield fight, all the cars are so close in terms of performance, and especially with, like I said, with these Honda upgrades for this weekend. These Williams and the Red Bulls are now going to be pretty hard to overtake in a straight line. The Toyotas they still lead 1-2, but they've got Verstappen looking very interested in the back of one of them now. Going into turn 1, not there to make a move. Verstappen, he's going to have the solution, of course, no DRS yet, then we have to wait until the next lap. Because it's the home race for Red Bull, so they want to please the massive orange fans, the Dutch fans in the crowd, otherwise everyone else here in attendance as well, all the big bosses of Red Bull, Dietrich Mateschitz. Verstappen tries to go around the outside line now of Lewis Hamilton, going to put the power down there in quite race. He's got the racing line, he's going to try and make the move stick on the 2008 champion. He does a nice move there from Max Verstappen. So Verstappen really on charge. Hamilton looking at some kind of possible car issues, but he's coming straight back though. Try and go on the outside line of Verstappen now into turn 4. Keeping it side by side, and he's getting pushed out there by the Dutchman. I think Hamilton possibly some sort of car issues this stage race, maybe just can't get his tyres in the operating window. Because Mateschitz is just absolutely disappearing down the road. He's already got about a 2, maybe 3 second gap over Verstappen already, but now on to the end of lap 3. Going to start lap 4, we've gone green through the second sector, red through the first sector, so looking to set now to a little bit of rhythm as we do put up our fastest lap of the race so far. 3.5 tenths quicker, but now we've got 3-1 there, going into tail 1 almost, going side by side now, we've got Vettel on the compromise line, the team trying to go in the outside line. But now we're going to put the power down, we've got DRS as well, but Vettel he's got a pull run, he's got a compromise there through turn 1. Now going side by side all the way up now, going to squeeze the 5-time champion over to the inside line, he's going to go for a massive dive under braking easy, which sounds like we've had history here back in 2015 where Vettel punches me out of the lead of the race to go on and eventually take that win for Ferrari. We just managed to hold off there, the 5-time champion getting our due revenge. Now we've got Verge being passed there by the Williams of Nicholas Latifi. Now we're all over the back then of the Frenchman. By the right side, we try and do what Schumacher couldn't to us on the opening lap. Holding right outside line. We're making a stick there on the Frenchman. A nice move from ourselves. And he's going to attack there from Sebastian Vettel. So is Verge having some sort of car issues now as well? As Vettel there goes for a massive dive on the inside line. Verge looking really slow now at this point of the race. And they're going to side by side the former teammates from Ferrari back in 2017. And the start of 2018 as well, keeping side by side through, costing him no love lost here between these two. Keeping side by side through the next corner, and now Van has to back out there. Vettel there, the nice move of Vettel on a bit of a charge on this race. I mean, Ferrari haven't built the best car this year, but Vettel really is getting the most out of it. Now then, on to lap 6. Currently in P7 now, we've got Danny Kvyat in the Mercedes now behind us. Mercedes, they were fancying their chances for this race. They were looking good throughout practice, didn't quite get where they wanted in qualifying 10th to 11th, but the Russian showing some good pace, and Russell as well. He got into Q3 for a rare occasion for the Mercedes team as a whole this year. We've got Kvyat there going for a massive dive with this line. He's got some massive speed on us there. I don't know where he's managed getting all this speed from. Kvyat like a man possessed, forces us wide there onto the curbing. And Kvyat there makes a pretty simple move. You don't even see any point in fighting him. He's got so much more speed than us right now. We're going to have the DRS though. We're going to have to just try and use his DRS. And up front now in the other half, we've got K-Man makes a move there on Nico Hülkenberg, slows down the German. And we've got Hamilton now in the Toyota looking to try and make a comeback now. So it looks like Toyota, well, Hamilton managed to fix whatever issues he was having on that Toyota Haas car. Try and make a move to the inside. One of the other championship contenders for this year, Hülkenberg in the road, keeping side by side on the corner exit. Both of them they're going to have DRS, but Hamilton with that better Toyota engine, if his car's working properly now, and he makes an easy move past them. Both got DRS, but that Toyota is just so much quicker in a straight line, and they managed to make the move stick there on the veteran German. Now then, onto lap 14, we're still in P7, we've got George Russell now behind us, so these Mercedes really are coming alive now. So in races where they can get the DAS system to work, it really is a force to be reckoned with, but it just seems there's such a small operating window for it to actually work. We're starting to get into a bit of a key now, led by Latifi in the Williams, and you've got Hülkenberg in the other Renault, so it looks like both Renaults starting to draw back a little bit now, so maybe actually run some sort of older engines this weekend, for both of them to having some kind of issue. It seems maybe it's just some sort of a Renault issue, maybe it is just the setups and tyre wear that they're experiencing on the car. But it is lap 46, it's coming up towards the pit stop window. It's still not going to be for a few laps yet. We make our way now through. Honestly, these few corners here, this middle part is my favourite part of the lap. You can get really good lines there, but we get a Porrido in the dirty air. And we've got George Russell over the back of us. So these Mercedes are absolutely on fire now this race. Pretty much like getting back to where they were last year. Russell goes for a dive on this. I like a little bit of contact there. He's going to force that wide. And the first Williams trying to follow Britain now. We haven't really seen much of George Russell this year. We managed to hold around that line. You have to use a bit of a trackers then. We made the move stick though, that's what matters. And now we've got a few cars there making their way into the pits now for their first stop of the Grand Prix. Looking to go for an undercut. Looks like we've got Matsushita in there, and also got one of the Williams coming in. Can't quite see which one it is from that camera angle. I think that's the Williams there of Mick Schumacher onto a set of hard tyres, which will take the German then to the end of the race to come out with some of the back market cars, which might have even stopped a lap earlier. Although they're all on soft tyres, so they either haven't stopped yet or they're trying a two-stop. Then back up onto us. Got the DRS though on the back of this train of cars, the ones that haven't stopped yet. Got Hülkenberg with the DRS though on the back of the car in front of him, which he couldn't quite see what car it was. So that car was actually our teammate Kevin Magnussen. So Kevin now starting to back the pack up a little bit now, so maybe he's starting to experience a bit of tyre wear. Although we have managed to drop the Mercedes of Russell a little bit, so I'm guessing since there's no Kvyat here, he's either made a massive move and pulled away a loads of time, or he also came in for a stop on that lap as well. Now Hulkenberg with the slow stream on the back of Kevin Magnussen. Kevin goes defensive to the inside line, and Hulk's going to try and go around the outside line and try and stick it around the outside line side by side. And there's a little bit of contact, and Max being spun. He's been spun into the pit lane, now he's stuck. He's stuck against the wall. He's come back out. Now he's been hit by the Williams. He's been hit by the second Williams there. I think that was Mick Schumacher. I really don't know which of the two Williams that is. But now you see the yellow flashing. I think we've got a VSC deployed now for that incident. I came out there and thankfully managed to get away into the pit lane. That was a full safety car. And Hulk just squeezed, came out there to the inside line. There was nothing there really that came out could do. And then the Williams unsighted into that incident. Again, the Williams, the Dents had nothing to do either. Now looking on board there from how it looked from the Williams car. Going into the lane, you can't go over the line, so there was a no-win situation there really for him. But now on to the end of that lap, because we can now come into the pits because it's under safety car, so we're going to get an effective 3 pit stops, and imagine everyone else who hasn't stopped here will be coming in now at this point. You've got the Red Bulls and Toyota going past, which I imagine Verstappen that had already stopped. Now hopefully we can get a good pit stop, because any time we get it could be gained later on. And we're going to change our tyres there onto a set of the mediums, I look like. Can't quite see though from this camera. A lot of not helpful camera angles so far in this pit lane. We've got a few of the Mercedes there going past, so they may have already stopped. We've got one of the Ferraris there, Sebastian Vettel as well. I mean, we are indeed on a set of medium tyres now to go to the end of this Grand Prix. We just managed to split the cars there, so we split the German driver and the German car in front of us. We've come up now into turn 2. I mean, we're definitely ahead now, of course, now we're taking unsafe car conditions. I thought our VSE might have just been called to deal with it. And now then on to lap 18, so it's Kvyat in front of us now on hard tyres. Vettel behind us on a set of medium, so Vettel and Ferrari have had the same idea as what we have. Maybe it's just the new Italian master plan. Now as we come now around the final corner now to get the restart, we leave a little bit of a gap because everything's going to bottleneck through this final corner. Leave a little bit of gap, so now we can just launch it away because of course you can't overtake till you get to the start finish line. And there's Nico Hulkenberg now that leads the way in the runners. He has had a really good pit stop somewhere. Let's go a little bit defensive though from the Toyota car. That's a really nice camera angle actually, that one was. Hulkenberg on another set of soft tyres. And we've got Verstappen there on the medium, trying to make a move through on both of them now. And trying to make it a 3 wide now, coming up now into turn 3. And the run now open to the corners. Hulkenberg just managed to keep it in front there off Max Verstappen. He has to go dive there from the AlphaTauri. Going on the inside line there. They've also stopped for another set of the soft tyres. So it looks like there's 3 cars there making from massive trap position. So now going to try and use his side now to try and get some advantage now. We've got coming out into the corner, we've got Hulkenberg going defensive though from Max Verstappen. Like a man possessed now. He can sense that he could possibly get a win here at Red Bull's home Grand Prix. He's on a set of faster tyres than the Toyota. He's going to need to make a move on Hulkenberg. Seems like Hulk's having some tyre issues now. Maybe the soft tyres weren't the way to go there for the Renault. Now then round into the final part now of the lap, into the final sector of Verstappen all over the back there of Nico Hulkenberg. And trying to make a move as Hulkenberg goes defensively to the inside line and trying to hold it around. This time Verstappen just squeeze straight past the Renault, and the Renault's having to pit. Hulkenberg's having to come back into the pit lane. Something's gone massively wrong there for Hulkenberg. Maybe he got some kind of slow puncture or something. I mean, he was going so slowly on that lap, so he must have some sort of issue. Maybe coming in to retire, I don't know. But now Verstappen leads the Grand Prix. And we've got the Mercedes here of Daniel Kvyat up in the lofty heights as well. And we've got ourselves just behind. We've got both the Mercedes are between us. We've got one of them on the set of mediums, one on the set of half. So many split strategies now caused by this safety car. You've got the Williams there up in front now. You've got Kvyat trying to defend for us. You've got Russell trying to make a move there on the Williams of Mick Schumacher there up in front. And you've got Kvyat up inside line, which might tell you to get forced up to the cone though by George Russell. Russell though we see so feisty. I mean, we've seen so little of him this season, but he had a really good debut season last year. And he's showing why he should be at that seat again this year. Is Latifi, the debutant for this season in his rookie campaign in that Williams car, doing a good job there of holding off the Mercedes. That's what I mean, the mid-pack so close, the Williams, the Mercedes, the AlphaTauris, Aston Martins, Ferraris, everyone's just so close. One little mistake and you're just back in the pack and you can't really do a whole lot to get past them. I mean, if you're up front, you can notice the gap and pull away, but if you're stuck in the pack now like we are, it's just so difficult to try and get past all of them. Now Russell, all over the back, they're pretty much pushing Latifi through these final corners here. And then around the final corner, so not going to be doing that won't coming back in now till the next lap. And he's getting a good switching with that good energy power. We're going to pull to the inside line of the Williams now. Instead, we're going to go for a diving move under braking. And Let's see if he try and hold it around the outside line. Yes, he can. He gets a good run down the corner. Now Russell gets compromised. Now we're going to try and make a move on our fellow Briton. I'm going to keep his style again in the slow stream there of the Williams up in front of us. Can try and pull us through now. We're going to go for a dive on the inside line of the Williams as well. Into breaking 3 wide now. We're into turn 3. We're going for a dive on the inside line. Obviously, if we catch him napping, I mean, he's had a really good campaign so far, but he's still a rookie. This still is only his 9th race in Formula 1. And going up against a slightly more experienced George Russell, now managed to make the move on the Williams and ourselves, the 2016 Drivers' World Champion. There's still quite a difference in experience between all 3 of us there. Now then, back in front now, look back up now to the lead battle. It's still Max Verstappen now leading the Grand Prix. Ahead though, both the Toyotas chasing him down like something possessed. He's been Verstappen now really much is the hunted now in this race. And he goes defensive to the inside line, and then but the Toyota Massachusetts goes even more to the inside, trying to hold it up now up the inside line. Verstappen trying to go the long way around, get a sweeper line, which he does. He just manages to make the move stick now. The Toyota get compromised. Massachusetts go poor, and now here comes Hamilton now trying to make a move, switch to the outside line. Massachusetts goes aggressively defensive to the inside line. He keeps side by side now. Hamilton there is actually on the inside line, trying to make the move stick now. Massachusetts trying to go around the outside line of his 2008 teammate, 2008 Drivers' World Champion. Keeping it side by side still, both these now with DRS. Of course, the more these score though, the more this is going to allow Max Verstappen to get a little bit of breathing space up in front. These Toyotas though, they're on a harder compound of tyre, and they're still faster than Max Verstappen. This shows in race conditions, when these Toyotas can just turn it up to 11, and they've got so much pace everywhere else. You can't even see who's in 4th. I don't even know who's in 4th actually. This breakaway group is pulling away so much. I mean, barring another safety car, you're looking at your 3 podium, the 3 people that are going to be on the podium. All that remains to be set now is what order they're actually going to be on the podium in. You've still got Hamilton there in P2. You're going to have another run now. And Max Verstappen now around the final corner. You're going to need a good run through here. He's going to have to turn to his feet, essentially to attacking the less defending there from Matsushita. Looks like he's holding back a little bit, so it looks like he's not going to try and make a move and just like how to try and get through fast, play the team game. Because they're probably thinking the quicker they can both clear Verstappen, then they can just leave their fighting to themselves. And Hamilton once again with the DRS on the back of that Red Bull Honda. I mean, the Honda may not have the strategy, but Verstappen is definitely not going to give up. He's going to make Hamilton go the long way around into turn 3 now. Hamilton on the braking, trying to make a mistake with Verstappen there with the inside line. Going to try and force out the 2008 champion, but Hamilton there with the racing line. And possibly now grippier tyres, because these hard tyres now are stopping into their working range. And now we've got Verstappen there with the DRS, going to try and come straight back though at Lewis Hamilton. He does. He's going to try and make a move there around the outside line. Verstappen, we know he's not afraid to try and make a move around the outside. But the Red Bull though just doesn't quite have what it takes. He has to tuck in there behind Lewis Hamilton, but a valiant effort there from Verstappen. There was a brief moment, about 5 or 6 laps, where even I thought Verstappen could have held on for that win. Where Hulkenberg, though, I mean, if Hulkenberg stayed out for another couple of laps, then maybe he could have done something, but having to pit again with some sort of car issue or slow puncture, as it looked like, he was dropping way back on that opening lap. So maybe he did run over a little bit of debris going back into the pit lane from the incident between our teammate and the Williams. Verstappen though, he's still not giving up there on the back of this Toyota train, because Hamilton is going to be pulling him along. And if Honda, the brought upgrades, but of course they're not going to actually say to the world what kind of upgrades they've brought, but if it's more power, if it's more ERS, if it's longer, if they can use ERS for longer, then that's going to work out in the favour of Max Verstappen, because he's never going to give up. The car may not have what it takes, but Verstappen more than makes up for the little bit of car difference here. Now Verstappen now with the DRS once again on the back of Lewis Hamilton. Now he's close enough this time to try and make him a repass on the former Drivers' Champion, but no, he's not close enough into turn 4 once again. Verstappen though, he's keeping it so close, now he's having to use up everything those tyres have got. It's do or die for Verstappen. What's he got to lose? He's going to get a podium at worst, so why not go for the win, because that's there on the tables for him. Hamilton though, he can't pull away. Hamilton really can't pull away from Max Verstappen. He's got Matsushita waiting in the wings behind as well. Now Verstappen once again back to the inside line of Lewis Hamilton now to try and retake the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. Now instead what Hamilton has to go the long way around the outside line. He gets a pull out of the corner, but they both actually get pulled, and they keep it side by side now. Now it's Matsushita now with the advantage with the momentum, but he's got nowhere to go. And try and follow through for that. Almost giving a little bit of a push there up now. His face makes it up to the inside line, but 3 wide into turn 3 once again. The 2 Toyotas sandwiching the Red Bull. With Verstappen, you're going to come out on top. He's side by side once again. He gets a good run. He gets using the traction of those softer tyres. Maybe the Red Bull got some better traction than the Toyotas. Now there's going to lead them out to squabble side by side once again. And they're going to try and go for the aggressive move around the outside line there. Is that Matsushita? I can't quite tell from this angle. Matsushita, I think it is, because he's around the outside line. He manages to make the mistake there on his teammate Hamilton, but he can't quite make his stick though on Max Verstappen. Now then, on to lap 34. These two have been fighting so much. All 3 of these have been fighting so much that we've been able to catch them up. Now we've got Russell behind us there in P4. So Russell doing a madness in that Mercedes. They thought they had some good pace, and it really is showing now. And Verstappen gets forced out. There's now Toyota. Matsushita now takes the lead of the Grand Prix with only a lap and a half of this race left to go. And coming now around into the middle part of that. This is where I need to get. They're just squabbling so much and just costing themselves there so much time as well. Now Hamilton there was out a little bit wide, getting a little bit of the dirty yes, and maybe now Hamilton's tyres start to go, trying to push to keep with these two cars. These three cars, all of them, whoever wins this race is getting driver of the day. These three are going at it like this is the final race for the championship, and they're all on equal points going into it. Now the final corner is going to start once again. Verstappen forces his way through. We're using all the track limits there, using up all the momentum that we can. Now we've got side these choices once again. Verstappen has to get defensive. He's going to get sandwiched 3 wide into turn 1. This is not going to end well with one of them, the inside one. So that's the back out. He gets such a pull, and now we managed to get ourselves involved now. We're going to have DRS. We were so far back. We haven't even got DRS on the train. We've got momentum now. We're going to force one of the soldiers to the inside. We're going to get something like this happen. Once again, we're going to look 3 wide now on the inside line. Going for a massive dive down for the lead of the Grand Prix. We run out wide though. You can't make the move to Verstappen against the switchback line. Because me and Verstappen both on the same set of tyres. I think both on the same age of tyre as well. Might be a lap or 2 difference for now. Not even DRS Verstappen with the DRS, but we've just got the straight line speed. But on this Ferrari power from the Alfa Romeo, just natural low drag. Trying to go around the outside line of Verstappen, and we made the move stick. Can we? Can we go from 4th to 3rd in 1 lap? Verstappen's still trying to keep it through around the outside line. But he can't make it though. It's got to be run out a bit wide. Verstappen goes for a switchback. A beautiful switchback there from Verstappen. He gets it back up the inside line. Verstappen now retakes the lead of the Grand Prix. Got 1 lap left to go. 1 lap of this Austrian Grand Prix. Now we've got Matsushita all behind us though. Matsushita is still hungry for his first ever win in Formula 1. I mean, we just have to go for an aggressive line, cut the corner a little bit, using up all the track limits we can, using up all of our corner cut effect warnings and tokens that we have left. We got Rich now for his final lap, and now we're just outside the DRS range, just inside the DRS range, coming now into turn 1. We need a good run through here with DRS once again. And of course, using everything we can in the straight line speed. We've got the straight line speed over Max Verstappen, but he's got a little bit of a gap there. And we need to hold on. Matsushita going to go to the outside line. He's going to help us. We should to hold him off there. We can set our fastest first sector, getting it all the time back on Max Verstappen. He's starting to absolutely finish from that fighting with the Toyotas. Now we've got the DRS on the back of Max Verstappen once again. And we've got enough coming to 10th. It's going to be our last chance to try and make a move on the Dutchman. And then pull to the inside line, using straight line speed of this car. Keep it side by side with him. I'm going to force the way up the inside line. I'm going to try and force the Dutchman. What do? We retake the lead of the Grand Prix. And Matsushita there still in P3. And they're going to try and pull it around. They've got half full out left to go. And we just need to try and pull cut out all the right places. Verstappen is going to be so good through this middle sector. We're 2 tenths down on our best lap. I really don't care. I'm not going for the fastest lap. I'm going to try and keep this win. Now we've got Verstappen now coming under pressure though from Matsushita behind. This could just about save us. Now we've got 2 corners left to go. Around the first of the last 2 corners now. Into the final corner. Hamilton running out while using everything he can to try and sneak back onto the podium. And now they're cutting up to the line and getting inside. Verstappen can try and make a move. It's going to be side side up to the line. And I think we just hold on for the win. I think we just about held off Max Verstappen. That was so close. I don't know who won that race. That was so close. And we get the win. Fred Vasseur celebrating 4th to 1st on that 1 lap. This race, again, it's just absolute madness. We get the win, 4th to 1st on 1 lap. Verstappen got it back, but then we got it back on the final lap of the race. 4 drivers going for that win in the final 5 or 6 laps of that race. This race just is something else. Austria always throws up one of the best races, if not the best race of the year. Sometimes for the right or wrong reasons. There we go, celebrating a very, very well-earned victory. Remember, we were in P9 at the end of the first lap. We were way behind the Toyotas, way behind Max Verstappen. But the team putting me on the medium-sized safety car really did save us. In effect, K-Mag, I have to give you a bit of a fan there. In reality, you're the reason I ended up winning this race. Hopefully, the K-Mag, I hope we recovered to get some points at least. Taking a look at the end results for one of the best races of all time in this entire series, and we get the win. We were dead even to 3 decimal places with Max Verstappen. The exact same time, but we must have just been a little bit further in front. We got the win. That really could have gone either way. Verstappen using everything at that final corner. And Matsushita gets a fastest lap and comes home in 3rd place. Hamilton P4 in the 2nd of the Toyotas. Jean-Luc Vergne in 5th place. And Latifi in 6th, so a good race there from the Williams driver and from Vergne as well to recover. Russell though couldn't hold on to P5, but still P7 in the Mercedes is a really good result for him. We got K-Mag in 8th with a good recovery in the end, and then a Mick Schumacher after that front wing change also managing to recover to a good position. Austria brings home some points for Aston Martin in P10, with Kvyat finishing where he started in 11th, and Perez in the second Aston Martin running off the points in 12th. So now, let's have a look at how that crazy result affected the driver standings, and not a whole lot really changed. Hamilton still has a massive lead over his teammate, Matsushita 41 points over him, but now with that win we get up back up now into P3, only 2 points behind Matsushita. Nico Hulkenberg now drops down into P4 though. He's dropped a long way with that really poor race for him there. So the top 4 really are the ones in the championship fight, and maybe a long shot you could include Vergne in that as well in 5th, maybe even came back in 6th. He's over 100 points behind, but all it takes is a few bad races. As you see for Hulkenberg, he's had a bad race and he's dropped loads of points. And then maybe even Kvyat and Verstappen could be super outsiders for the championship fight. It's not even halfway yet, there's still plenty of time yet to go. We've got Mick Schumacher then now down into 9th place on 43 points. Still he's 5 points clear of his teammate Latifi. He gets back ahead of Sebastian Vettel to get back inside the top 10. And Sergio Perez gets back up now into the top 12 on 31 points for Aston Martin. And now moving on to the constructor standings, and Toyota still have a massive lead, 91 points over Renault. Alfa Romeo we're closing in now on Renault, getting close now, we're only 17 points behind them on 171. So we really are the breakaway group, but then 3 teams joined on 81 points. Got Red Bull now in 4th on best result, with Verstappen. And you got Mercedes down into 5th, and then Williams in 6th. All 3 teams on 81. And if you needed any more proof that the midfield fight is so close this year, there it is right there. And then not too far behind that, you've got Ferrari on 59 points. And a little bit of a league of their own. And the battle for 8 is getting closer again. You've got McLaren in 8th, just holding on by 1 point, 43 points. Aston Martin in 9th on 42. And AlphaTauri with a bit of work to do, bringing up the rear on 23. So that's been one of the best races of all time in this series. Definitely going to take some topping to get a better race than that this year, just for pure action, all the way to the flag, lights to flag action there. If you enjoyed this race, please leave a like on this video. Leave a comment down below about that race, your thoughts about it. Subscribe if you're new and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. If you give me a follow on Instagram and Twitter, they'll be linked in the description down below, that'll be much appreciated. Also, you can vote for your driver of the day with the poll link that'll be down there in the description as well, along with a link to the wiki for this series. There's one for each season from 2014 up until the present day, maybe even sneak peek it up in the future. There's also one for every team, every driver to have ever competed in this series since it began with the 2014 season. I update that after every race, every page has been done by me, so it's a lot of work, so I'd appreciate it if you could go and give that a read. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.